G'day, welcome back. I'd especially like to welcome my new subscribers and I hope you enjoy the content of my channel. If you missed the last video, the part 2 of fitting up the new table to the mill, there's a link up there now. You can watch that first. Come back and watch this one. There's a little project I want to do this for this video that I've been wanting to do for a while. So follow me over to the bench and I'll show you what I've got in mind. Alrighty, so this is what I'm planning to make, and you've probably figured it out already. For a long time I've been using this little hammer as my dead blow hammer when I'm seating things down into the vise on the mill. But it is a bit on the light side, and I've been wanting to make myself something else for quite a while. And all I've had to buy in addition to what I had here was that piece of brass, and it just showed up here about 10 minutes ago. So that worked out well. So I want to make up a brass end and a nylon end. Probably not the most ideal materials, but it's the best I can do. And just recently I saw this being advertised and I thought that's got to be a whole lot better than the rubbish I've got now. Comes with a couple of different sets of knurling widths. Now it's not by any stretch of the imagination in the same class as the one that Cloud 42 made or an Heritage Machining made, and his was absolutely spectacular. But it's got to be a whole lot better than the rubbish I've been using. So give me a chance to use that for the first time. So anyway, we'll get on with this, and so follow me out of the lathe and we'll get stuck into it. Might start with the handle, I think. Alrighty, just been and had some lunch, and damn, I feel as full as a fat girl's panties. Pardon the expression. I went looking, I ran at the end off and drilled the centre in it so I can put the life centre in. So I'm just going to take a light skim off this and then knurl the handle part of it. Well, I've got to say, that's not liking that. This tailstock is not gripping properly that far back. I do believe I just turned a massive taper on that. This thing needs some more fixing up. 1520, 1550.3. Oh well, it's only a spanner handle. Oh, we'll get that tool out of there and get that knurling tool in. I'll settle this up before to get it right, hopefully right. The problem is, I can't get it back far enough now. Come back to you in a minute. I'm going to have to adjust the handle on this tailstock so I can clamp it properly with it much further back. Alrighty, so I've got this tailstock where I can lock it up now. So alrighty, what was happening there as it was moving up, it was pushing itself out. I had it centered originally and it was just pushing itself away. So as it moved up, I was slowly winding it back in until it's now pretty much over the centre. Well, I've got to say, that's a pretty decent knurl. It's a bit rugged and need a file run over it, but I'm pretty pleased with that. Alrighty, so I've fitted up the new compound slide, and I took the motor off it just to see how we go with manual. I've only got this set at 2 degrees. I don't know whether it'll be too much or not enough or what. Anyway, we'll see. Well, I've got to say that I think 2 degrees was too much. I'm not going to try and take any more than that off. It'll end up getting too thin here. My God, that's getting hot. So I think I will just let it cool down a bit. Go get myself a nice coffee because I'm just sweating profusely here. Alrighty, so while you guys weren't looking this afternoon, I tidied this up a bit, gave it a bit of a polish up. Turn this down here, turn this down to threading size. I want to thread that M12. So now I need to part it off, and then we'll turn it around and thread this end of it. Oh yeah, bloody horrible things. God, I hate these things. Come back to you, I just realised I've still got this compound slide on here. I'll change it to the solid one. Alrighty, let's have another go. Generally don't tend to break as many tips with this solid post on here. Barshy blows. Alrighty, I'll get that thing back in there and we'll do something about threading it. Alrighty, so I don't really know how well this is going to go. This is only a die out of a cheap set I bought a long time ago. So we'll see how it goes. And it's a pretty coarse thread too. Come on, start, damn you. I'm going to start. Might have to put a bigger chamfer on there, try and get it to start.
15 minutes later.
Something tells me I'm going to be going down to a 10mm thread for this, because I have good quality 10mm die. Yep, I'll come back to you. My, what a good quality button die does for you. This is cutting much better, this 10mm one. Looks like I'll have to buy myself a decent 12mm. Button die. I do wish at times I could cut threads with a single point on this thing. Anyway, that's life. Life on a homemade lathe. Really would have preferred a 12mm thread on here, but anyway. Alrighty, I got to head into town, so when I come back we'll undercut that bit and we'll call that done. I've overdone that a bit. All in all, that's come out pretty good. I like that. I'm happy with it. It's a little bit shorter than I wanted to make it, but that'll do. I'll get on with the next bits. Well, that was the right stuff up. I recorded all the machining of this bit here, turned the outside and facing it off and drilling and tapping that, and it got out to 19 minutes, but I expected it to download it, and I just been in and downloaded a heap of other stuff. It said there was 6 different videos and paying attention to which ones they were, and I downloaded them all and then deleted them off the camera, and then while I was trying to do editing I realised that this one's not there. But anyway, so that's one end of the head done, so I'll turn that around, finish it off, do exactly the same thing with the other end. That's a bummer. Then I'll get that later. Alrighty, that's a bummer. That's still in there, but the intention is to, once I've got the 2 ends screwed on, put it back in there and do a final cut across it anyway. So we'll get rid of it then. That's not good, is it? Thought it went in a bit cockeyed. Right, that's got that for the time being. Now we'll do something about machining up the two ends. Well, the end of this thing's a bit bloody crooked. We'll take some machining off. Anyway, let's get into it. Now I think about it, I didn't really need to take all of that off there because I'm going to turn a huge chunk of it off anyway. Ooh. Alrighty, we have a winner. But I'll part that off and we'll make plastic one. Not going to be able to get all the way through with this, but I'll take 2 bites at it and might closer to the centre then. I'm a bit worried that this is going to hit the tool. Wait, Jesus. That's bound up in there. That's interesting. What's moving there? Looks like my spindle bearings need adjusting again. I'm going to let that cool down and hopefully it'll let go of it and I'll finish it off with a hacksaw. Alrighty, so thankfully that let go once it cooled down, got that off alright. Decided I wouldn't bother recording the machining of this. Same shit, different material. Never actually threaded a piece of nylon before, and now I'm going to go. Go right. I'm going to try and part this one off. Thinking about leaving it almost the length it is, because you know, let's face it, the end that's going to wear out first or need replacing first will be this end anyway, probably. So why chop it off? Just leave it on there and give it longer to wear out. Oh no, it's alright, it's good. Just all this straggly crap in the thread making it look rubbish. One of the reasons I didn't bother videoing this, I don't think you'd have seen much of it anyway. The way it was throwing this stuff around, it's everywhere. Well, put a chamfer on the end of that. Give it a fit up. Beautiful, look at that. Ain't like I bloody bought one any much more better. Luckily I've got a fair bit to take off here, so I should get that out of there, that thing there. What's it look like in there? A bit wobbly. I think I'll hold it by the brass end and not the plastic end to finish the machining off. Alrighty, I've taken 0.73 of a millimetre off that so far, and it's still just a tiny lip in there. So I think I'll take a 0.07 cut back and see how it goes. There's still a little bit of a lip there. Try another 0.05. Well, that's got it. Alrighty, I'm going to call that done, except for a polish up and a clean this face up and shampoo that corner. See how fine a cuts I was taking. I've taken about 8.5 millimetres off it. Alrighty, I'm just toying with, actually there's a little burr still on there. Get rid of that. Alrighty, I won't bore you with the polishing up. I'm toying with turning it around and gripping it by the plastic end to do that, but oh, I don't know. Actually, still a tiny little lip just there, but I couldn't bother. There's none there. Tiniest one there and a tiny one there, but I think I can live with that. Alright. At this point in the video, I'd like to thank my patrons once again for their valued support. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a link down in the description. You can join up there and toss me a couple of dollars every week, because every little bit helps. If you don't wish to become a patron, there's always buy me a coffee. There's a QR code there on the screen you can scan now. Or if you don't want to do either of those things, you can use that thanks button down there. I was going to chamfer that, but I can't find my 8mm collet. 16mm one was in that packet. Alright, so I'll get that out of there and we'll clean it up, and I'll see you over the bench. And actually, I don't know if I'm deep enough for that tap. But anyway, I'll check that and I'll see you over the bench. We'll put it together. Alrighty, so I deburred it and just chamfered that with the cordless drill. Took the burrs off here, put it back in the lathe and gave it a bit more of a polish up. I did nick it a bit here with the file. I'm not happy about that, but anyway, that shit happens. Right, Loctite this handle on. It's not actually Loctite, this is Visbella, this stuff. My favourite little sells everything shop down the road was selling that, but they've stopped selling it now, so I've got to find somewhere else to get it from. Wipe that excess off. Alrighty, I reckon personally that looks pretty bloody schmick, and I'm pretty happy with how that all came out. And like I said, if you enjoyed watching this, how about giving it a great big thumbs up and smashing that like button. And I think that's about it for this one, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.